Hey guys, so it is the second day of VEDA, and just kind of want to be honest. Guy said yesterday, this is a weird, unique opportunity that I do a video every day of this particular month as a little record of my feelings and my thoughts in regards to what's going on with COVID-19 and everything related. So, today was a hard day. Today was hard. My daughter's almost 2, and she's getting to a point where I know she knows something is off, and it's making her fuse a lot shorter, and we had some meltdowns that I think were more than just I'm almost 2. My husband works for Disney, and they made an announcement that some people are getting furloughed, most people, but they haven't said who. So it's this kind of scary waiting game and wondering what to do. Thank God we have somewhat of a safety net saved. It's not all the money in the world, but it is enough that we could cover, rent for next month and some basic things if we had to. And I have a family member that has medical issues. In fact, I have more than one family member that's going through certain medical issues. And I can't be there with them, and I can't sit with them, and I can't talk to them in the way that I would want to and hold their hand and just be there. And that is hard. Life is hard, and I know I am blessed at the position that I'm at right now compared to many people across the globe dealing with this. I do have housing at the moment, and God forbid we got to the point where we financially couldn't take care of it. I have in-laws down the road and my parents down a different road that are both very close. If we need to go camp in their home, we can camp in their home. I have food in my fridge and a couple boxes of food that are just, dried goods and things that if we got to a point where we financially couldn't go out and purchase things, we still have some basic foodstuffs that we can have. I mean, I have 2 cars if it came down to needing to sleep in a car. I recognize I have a lot. But there was something that's been on my heart, and I just wanted to share it with whoever's out there listening. And there are a lot of churches posting things, and that includes me. And we talk so much about hope, and we talk about the peace we have, and we do. And we have that hope and that security in Him, and no matter what happens, we're there. But I wanted to tell you that we are allowed to feel pain. We are allowed to have hard days, and we are allowed to feel like things are difficult. We're allowed to grieve, like people who have lost loved ones, or people that lost out on prom this year, or people that are just lonely. We're allowed to grieve that. We're allowed to be in that moment, and it's okay. And my heart's been focused thinking on Elijah in this moment. So I'm going to read for you just a little bit out of 1 Kings chapter 19, my Bible here. Elijah has had a horrible time to this point. The queen wants him dead. There are things going on. The world hates him. He feels alone and exhausted and just done. And I bet a lot of us feel that way right now. So I just wanted to share a little bit of what Elijah was thinking and how we can apply that to our lives. So starting in verse 4. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might die. And he said, "It is enough. Now, Lord, take my life. I am no better than my fathers." Then as he lay and slept under a broom tree, suddenly an angel touched him and said, "Arise and eat." Then he looked, and there by his head was a cake baked on coals and a jar of water. So he ate and drank and lay down again. And the angel, the Lord, came back the second time, and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for you." So he arose and ate and drank and went in strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights, as far as Horeb, in the mountain of God. So what I love about this is Elijah is in pain. I mean, he is as suicidal as you can get without putting a knife to your throat or something like that. I mean, he is begging God to take his life. And I've literally been in that moment. It's been a very long time, but when I was young, I dealt with very intense depression, and I prayed a very similar prayer. He is praying for life to be done and for it to be over, and he is tired and he's exhausted and he can't handle it anymore. And what does he do? He rests. And God sends an angel. And the angel doesn't come to give some giant horrible message about he's a bad Jewish man, that he's a failure. Just like God is not sending a message to any of you Christians out there that you're a bad Christian, you're a failure for pain and feeling tired and feeling done. The angel just says, get up and eat. Do a basic taking care of yourself in the moment that you need to do. And the angel doesn't say, right then, get up, move on, go to the mountain, do this stuff now. The angel leaves, and he's allowed to rest. He's allowed to lie down, and have those moments. And the angel comes again and tells him, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for you. And those words were hitting me. Get up and take care of yourself. And the journey is too great for you. And there's a physical aspect, because he is about to go on this long trip to the mountain where God is going to speak to him. But I think there's more to that. I mean, I think he is emotionally spent. He is tired. He is done. And this journey is too great for him. This moment is too great for him. It's too hard. So get up and go be with God. He's dealing with this pain and this difficulty, and it's God standing by his side, sending those to help him. And as the passage continues, and I invite you to read 1 Kings chapter 19 if you haven't had time to read something today. And the world is going crazy around him. He gets to the mountain, and things are insane. See, I'll jump ahead to verse 11. And then he said, go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great strong wind tore to the mountains and broke the rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still, small voice. So it was when Elijah heard it. And if you continue, God speaks to him through this still and quiet voice. And I know there are a lot of people, and this is fantastic, that are having these God moments because of this insanity around you, and like earthquake and fire. We're going through a pestilence. We're going through a plague out there in the world. And if God is speaking to you through that big, giant, booming, scary that's outside the window, that's great. And I hope that you hear from him and you are comforted from him in that. But I just want to tell everybody again, we need to try to sit and do our basic take care of ourselves. And maybe in those quiet moments, that's when God is going to speak to us, in those still, quiet voices. Just really wanted to tell everyone who might be listening, it's hard, and we don't need to compare what's hard for me and what's hard for you, because again, I know there are people with much more intense things going on in their life than mine, but it's hard for everyone. And I don't want to belittle, like I said yesterday, anyone's pain or grief or difficulty in this moment. It's hard. But know, like Elijah, going through that grief and that depressive feelings, God is not going to punish you for it being hard or sad or difficult. God is going to be with you in the hard and the sad and the difficult. And if you need to lie down and rest, like Elijah did, do it. You're not a bad Christian because things are difficult or they're emotionally hard. There's a whole book in this Bible called Lamentations that is all about being upset and sad and dealing with pain and grief. It is not something that God is opposed to. But let's try to be like Elijah. Let's rest and then arise and eat some food, have some water, get dressed in some new clothes each day, take a shower. And if you need to go and rest again, like Elijah did, he'll be there for you again. We're going to just take this day by day, guys. And he said, I have hard days, and I know you guys are having hard days. In the comments on YouTube, or if you're seeing this on my Facebook or whatever, if you need someone to talk to, because heaven knows we all need someone to talk to because we're all stuck inside, please talk to me. If you need someone to pray with you, please let me pray with you. And if you don't want to talk to me, find someone else. Or at very least, try to have that moment where you can listen for God's still, small voice to be there with you. I love you guys. God bless. I am praying for all of us out there in this craziness, our first responders, our people that work around the hospitals that you don't think about, like our cafeteria workers and our custodians and our security guards and all the people that are doing these things, the people in the stores, warehouses, the ones that have to be out there. Let's be kind to each other and be there with each other. God bless you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for more VEDA. Bye.